They still do not know. Wọ́n ṣì fẹ́ máa túṣe Ọlọ́run wò. Wọ́n ṣì fẹ́ máa bọ́lọ̀ ṣàgídí. Yomi Fabiyi cannot be the one to give the order that they should give Mohbad justice. It's God. Ọlọ́run gangan. Òun fúnra ẹ̀ ló ti sọ. Ìlérí ni, ìlérí tọ́lọ́run ti ṣe ni. Please talk to Baba Gisha to come outside to talk again, please. Afa Kewulere, I don't understand that. So come and talk again, Abi. The quest for justice for Mohbad will draw the same approach, the same pattern. When God said, give the children of Israel the freedom, and they were making a mess of God's instruction. Tó bá yẹ kó wọ́n lójú inú ni pẹ̀lú àwọn nǹkan ti dánwò pẹ̀lú àwa ọmọ inú lélẹ̀ ni. Just the way Pharaoh, wọ́n ṣe tọ́ Pharaoh dàgbà nínú ilé Pharaoh, Moses dàgbà nínú ilé Pharaoh. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lọ ṣe tó èmi dàgbà in the same circle and the same political structure. Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed to build in the same mandate group. Wọ́n kò lè yí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ until that very end. Nǹkan ẹ̀kọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ kan bẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ni pé irú ìbínú tí Pharaoh bí yẹn torí tí Moses bí ẹni kó ń jọra wọn bọ̀ bébí náà ṣe máa ń bínú tí mo ṣe lágídí yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Moses ṣe lágídí èmi ò fẹ́ kọ́ lọ kémi kú tán kọ́ ṣe àwọn lift mi kí n máa wo Canaan land anyway mi tẹ̀sí wọn ò lè gbé anything gbẹ̀yìn mi náà ìṣojú báyìí bá ṣe máa rí justice ìṣojú lọ́wọ́ ṣe rán gbogbo wọn tó lọ́wọ́ nukú ẹ̀ lọ sẹ́wọ̀n and I will continue to maintain. It's still a shame. We're still going to communicate to the Inspector General of Police. It's still absurd. The remaining 4 suspects, they must pick them up and they must. They are supposed to by now tó bá ṣe pé àwọn tó ń jack ni àtọmọ́wò mi o àti Darosha àti àdúrà àti wọ́n yẹn they should be in court or probably in prison by now on remand or whatever it is pending the advice from the DPP at the Federal Ministry of Justice. Bó ṣe fẹ́ yí padà under this administration mo ṣe fẹ́ wò. Bó ṣe fẹ́ yí padà. And you know one thing tó máa ń funny ni pé the only reason why you I don't know how I'm going to put this word. The reason why you feel sad for this country is when they start messing up with with the temple of justice. When the law enforcement and the law enforcers, if they now taking come out gallivants, laying core criminals at the expense of truth seekers and justice seekers, man, pissing me off because it's and it's always looking like they don't care about the life of the innocent people. If it's going to bring money to their pockets, that's okay. We'll see what I come up with. My own approach, my own pattern, and the sacrifice we are putting up in this case was simple. I know one thing to sure. I'll be in the court and I'll look into the face of those killers and tell them, I am happy justice has been served. And at the dancing. When Jolulu, I welcome, I saw you. I saw you come up. We're going to remind this government. So the point is this. Let's get ready, Nigerians. We're going to remind this government that we Nigerians, we have gone past the stage that we will cast our votes for any government that we know is turning a back against the masses. We have gone past the stage that we will cast our votes for any government that blatantly enjoy persecuting justice seekers and human rights advocates. We have gone past the stage that we will cast our votes for any government that openly, blatantly want to say we will shield and cover up murderers, terrorists, assassins, and what have you. I can't let me do it. Show all of that. A lot of people want me to speak on Babajisha stuff. Kobe. Ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi ò yí padà. And nǹkan tó simple jù ni pé I tweeted and a lot of people did not pay attention to it. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò dẹ̀ pọ̀. Okay, breaking news. Inspector General of Police Tuji Disu disbands all police units, squads at state commands, order immediate restructuring. That's the internal whatever. Anthony Okon, Placid, PPRO of the police. We're going to be communicating. One of my person, the IGP, is a very intelligent, brilliant police officer, and I have some words I need to pass to him as quickly as possible very soon. You know, when it was in Lagos, very brilliant. Kolomajeki and Poloko criminals, the civilian people that are very wicked, they believe in persecution, using police officers to persecute and torment Nigerians. I don't pray they have too much leeway in his government, whereby they will destroy all his good efforts that he's planning and wishing, because he wants to restore normalcy. He said it clearly, the masses are the boss of the police. His first statement, I want my money. That was one of the reasons when I said, I will always give it to Ashwaju when necessary, because the first thing, when it was acceptance speech, the president, he said, I am tackling education. The first problem militating against Nigeria is education, not even insecurity, not even unemployment. If you want to solve problems of Nigeria, start with education. It's the major problem. A lot of people travel with false knowledge. A lot of people travel with half-baked education. A lot of people traveled ill-informed. And if anybody knows the power of education, it gives that freedom. Without education, there can't be that freedom we're talking about. So a true leader will say, this is where I'm going to start tackling the problem of this country. People should be more informed. They should be able to express themselves. You'll be so surprised that police officers are the ones that will be fighting against freedom of expression. Human rights that police are meant to be protecting, they will be the one to abuse it and fight against it. A look on Dorikodo, because we have a handful of wrong people wearing the uniform of dignity and honor. So they bring dishonor to that uniform. A little bit about watching by Nigeria to Kubieru. How to treat other Nigerians like slaves. And that is like kinetic energy. Including the children of even the police officers and soldiers. Go and check all our children. Because all these things that we have the power, if you have the power of media, and you are using it wrongly. Like I always tell those that care to listen that speaking the truth is one of the core things to mix in Nigeria. When we are having the end when nothing less than 30-40 cameras and 2 drones fly every day at the protest ground. When you have at TVCO, at channels, at NTO, when they were all missing in action. What does that tell you? All the media, all the key bloggers missing in action. Then you ask yourself the question, are these not the same people that want to antagonize that these police officers are not doing well, these soldiers are not doing well? Media drone. So, whatever the case may be, we all have a role to play. This Bobas case, any leader to have the foresight, the best way to even enjoy whatever we're doing in this kind of a different case is to give that justice to that boy. The National Security Advisor knows that giving mobile freedom, that justice is very crucial. But because he said they should give the children of Israel, allow them to go. You are Pharaoh now. You have all your soldiers here, all your officers here. They will return them back to captivity. Who is that God? And then Pharaoh re-echoed. He said, who is that God that will ask me to give the children of Israel freedom? There are sinners that are sinning before God among the children of Israel while they were in captivity, whether in that slavery. But there are some that God has given the majem that when you call upon me, I will free you. And I'm saying, I am giving you my word. It's a promise to you. I will free the children of Israel from captivity. So the moment Pharaoh said, who is that God that will ask me to free you? They will be making a lot of wrong steps now that would eventually agbára yẹn máa gùn ọ́ lásìkò yìí gan o. Iṣẹ́ èṣù nìyẹn o. Ẹ bá ń gbọ́ èṣù má ṣe mí, má ṣe wọn nìkan. Wọ́n máa ṣe nǹkan yẹn, wọ́n máa ṣe. That is how iṣẹ́ tí èṣù máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Ó máa ṣe wọ́n débi pé fúnra wọn báyìí. Fúnra wọn gbogbo little agbára àti wọ́n máa ṣe lò tó máa jẹ́ kí èèyàn wá pé what? And that's where we're going to get it. Where we're going to get it. Ẹnikẹ́ni èèyàn kéèyàn ọkùnrin Bọ́sẹ̀dé ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá jẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ pé àní ẹni yóò ní rí ìdájọ́ òdodo ogunláka ayé fẹ̀gẹ́ ìwẹ̀ èṣù láàlú ògiri òkòwò yá lọ kó sínú wọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ẹlẹ́yà yẹn gbogbo ayé gbọ́dọ̀ rí ẹ̀sìn yẹn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe so ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ stop ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà tá ti ké pè you need to ké pè you need to. nígbà tí wọ́n tó mú bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà wọ́n lẹ́wọ̀n gbére lọ́fẹ́ fún àkọ́kọ́ náà wọ́n kọ́ dẹmọ wọ́n lọ síwájú pàǹtí wọ́n ní tó bá fi lè fún ní right here which is bail right to bail wọ́n náà máa pa síwájú pàǹtí wọ́n ní àbí ṣé kò sọ náà mọ́ ni oníṣẹ́ àwọn refrafs ló máa dictate the pace of the course of dispensing justice in this country. I look up to God. I said, what do you want me to do? God says, go ahead. I'm just going to do the will of God. Because humanity is not just when you share rice. Humanity is not when you cook during the fasting period. Humanity is holding the door down sometimes for people to actually pass through. Humanity is displeasing yourself to please others sometimes without hurting yourself. That is why, in part, I always give credit to the police. I can tell you for free, but on this TikTok, I know how many people have come said, Yomi, you always praise the police. You are not a justice seeker. And I said to them, I said, you don't even understand how I operate. If I tell you, I would never drive past a police officer stranded. It's humanity. Because whoever is wearing that uniform deserves my honor. And I would never backtrack on that. No matter how rogue, how criminal, how disgusting some police officers will be. Because I have met some police officers that are very good with dignity. They stand by the truth. Wọ́n rántí pé owó táwọn gbà ìṣòwò ìlànà fẹ́ lọ fi tọ́mọ. Wọ́n máa avoid it. Wọ́n lè máa ní owó púpọ̀. But they have rest of mind and they have their self-dignity intact. So if I come out and tell you, I would never drive past police officers that I see their operational vehicle broken down and they are pushing it. And I've put that in series of examples. And that is why you will see even some WhatsApp group of police officers, they will tell you, yes, this fabiyi, yes, he's saying the truth. He has done this, he has done that. When I see that police officers need voice, I speak up. And I need to critically, constructively criticize police, I will speak up. Ṣebí kò ti ṣe dáadáa ni. Ọlọ́pàá tí ò ṣe dáadáa. Ṣáwọn ọmọ wọn gbé sticker pé I'm a son of police officers káàkiri. You will see some police officers. It is after they die, everything they have done to other people, they start doing it to their children. And then you see some police officers. Iṣẹ́ tó ti ṣe lẹ̀, súrà iṣẹ́ tó ṣe. the humanity in them will respect and will reflect on the children after they are long gone. We have that duty. We all have to keep demanding. You can see only few of us are left demanding the right stuff now. Initially, you thought you need a crowd. Our dear Nolamberi, justice needs to be served. They should arrest the remaining 4 suspects. When directives are given, they expect those people that are going to carry it out to be diligent. They might go rogue. They might sell out. They might throw it the other way. Anything is possible. You all saw it. At least everybody will go. Lawyer Yomi, well, group will big invitation letter. Or to another invitation. Because there are some business petition. You can write petition, and police investigate, they say that they can't find a case. This petition is just that you want us to oppress somebody for you. And it comes with enormous consequence. It's just because most times Nigerians, we don't file for fundamental human rights. Because you believe that police will not pay. You believe that they will not be held accountable. And when we realize that in multitude, as a country, you have over 3 million human rights abuses by the police. They don't want to respect it. They don't even want to respect court order. And they will still take you to the same court that they should punish you because they investigated that you've committed a crime. Hey, it's ready at the Hey, don't pay the citizenship. If the public takes to say, we are sick and tired of the police abusing human rights, and when they are found guilty by court, they don't honor it, they don't pay, they don't do remedy. How do you want human rights abuses to stop? From the police. So you now realize that most of the students that say they went to university of this, they are not coming back to the society with anything tangible. Kini essence education here. Kini essence education here. How many of the media really understand that it is their duty to engage and inform the public of a series of fundamental human rights abuses coming from the police? If the entire nation needs to take to the street and say, we want a government that will forestall, that will ensure that police must respect human rights, and when they are found wanting, they pay. They obey court order when they abuse fundamental human rights. Until we are ready to do that, we're not ready for a country. Because the more we continue to keep quiet and abstain from such, the more we see police officers acting like kidnappers, as terrorists, as criminals, claiming they are enforcing the law. Because all they need to do is whoever pays them to oppress and to, most of these petitions comes with lies. No evidence, unfounded petition, unrealistic petition, just to substantiate opportunity to oppress and abuse and reduce citizens to robbers. All these things, the tears, the pain of fellow citizens like you is why the country will continue to be sore and bitter for all our children. Or you're anybody's level. Tababaku, le masisi. Ti wèrè bá kú, inú rẹ̀ ló máa sín sí. Tí president bá kú, Buhari kú njọ́sí, inú yẹ̀pẹ̀ tó ní dọ̀tí, tó ní kòkòrò, tó légbọ̀n, tó ti tọ̀ sí, èmi wọ́n ti putọ́ síbẹ̀ iyẹ̀pẹ̀ yẹn lọ́wọ́ papọ̀ ibẹ̀ lọ rí president sí lọ́ọ́ dàbò sí èèyàn kan máa ní I am alive, I have advantage of another person, let me abuse it. abẹ́ ẹ̀ wo ni àwọn nylon tó ti fi àwọn tíjú ìbá tó ti fi nùdí tó ti rámọ́ yẹ pé wọ́n wú jáde báyìí wọ́n fẹ́ sin orí president síbẹ̀ ẹ̀rí mi báyìí napkin tó ti fi nùdí ẹ̀rí pampers wọ́n wú jáde nulẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ sin president síbẹ̀ wọ́n shovel yẹpẹ̀ yẹn pé let it be gold sand, let it be white sand, let it be beautiful and the most expensive sand, irọ́. ibẹ̀ lọ ṣán aláyé mọ́ ibẹ̀ lọ ṣán ọmọ sí mi mọ́ iyẹ̀pẹ̀ tó wú jáde mo kàn rí ọkọ̀ tó rí gungun ọkọ̀ ṣú jáde ń bẹ̀ ìtọ́fẹ́ sí ọmọ sí mi sí lélẹ̀ ẹ̀ tí mo tara ẹ̀ jáde ni but I'm grateful to the mom sí mi ò live a life ẹ̀ kó máa ẹ̀ yí anywhere. So it's very important that when people believe in oppression, it is calling for anarchy. When the Iyabo tó princess wọ́n ní kíní kan larity yẹn dàbí dìgan lébi báyìí gbogbo wọn kóra wọn lọ wọ́n ní they should not grant him bail. I wasn't going to be looking for myself to be loved. I just want to speak my own truth. I want to establish the definition and the truth about, justice, honesty, and human rights. Or rubbish commissioner of police. Only to ba fun Baba Ijesha ni bail, o ma pa Baba Ijesha síbẹ̀. The commissioner of police was powerless. Kò bẹ̀ mí ṣe. Even Baba Ijesha, through the lawyer, called me and said I should not protest. I said no. I'm ready to risk my life. And my messages were clear. They are not the Constitution. These things, it's an organized crime. Case to one leg, they abuse the law in several ways. Ẹ wá fẹ́ lo agbára obìnrin, ẹ wá package yẹ. What package here? These has a series of ways that we abuse the law. The law enforcers, the law enforcement, and the law courts come validating law to abuse severally. And what a lot of people could not understand is that if truly the girl was 14-year-old, because one of the things that is dangerous with social media is this. I don't know if I should put it up there, but I tweeted it. Let me read it out for you guys to see. Money, some fail to understand that the manipulated video evidence released online in Baba Ijesha's case only explained a side. And what people fail to understand is that the end product of the entrapment, of the ambush, is only a side or a part of the case to celebrate. With anybody that sees that will condemn Baba Ijesha immediately. Only a side, the end product. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí, tó bá ń organize crime, tó bá set yẹn up. The only thing tó máa fi lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ ni end result. Páńpẹ́ tó bá dẹ̀ fún yàn. The process of the páńpẹ́ is what the law will have to look at, not the end product. People on social media might look at the end product, but people that are custodian of the law will look into the, okay, how did you achieve this result? And one of the messages and advocacy that we were putting up as a human rights organization then was that, number one, if the police said, we have done our investigation, we are yet to see evidence of any defilement that's staying about or whatever it is that you have said, if we don't find the proof yet, and it's looking like we have even made a mistake. And this is what I keep saying. Ati Iberepepe Lati divisional station. And when people say that, oh, he should not be granted bail, they will kill him if they should grant him bail. I said, no, can't say that. Bail is human right. Right to bail is human right. If they investigate and they realize that the person deserves to be granted bail, you can't go ahead and start opposing, because bail is not acquittance. Oh, commit offense, where are we going to be failing with this education? Or put up a protest. Only anti only. Don't protest to Allah. I'm already willing to die at that moment. And the truth of the matter is this: whether I'm going to come back home, I'm not going to come back home that day. Whether killing me on that day will result to the killing of many police officers, I don't know. My own is, I want to speak on the temple of truth and justice. This man deserves bail. All this drama that these terrible women came to do is unfit, is unacceptable. They are not the Constitution. And I have to come out and speak my own path. The government listened to me. Lagos State government, the second day, came to that place, and then they granted Baba Jesha bail. Police said, because there was strike then. The courts were on strike. So that people would not react too much on it, they listened, they knew I was speaking the truth. But go down with Peluo, because they're like, how do we go about this? It went viral. I granted bail. 2 weeks after, the bail condition was too stiff, because they were asking for level 16 civil servants. Which civil servant in Lagos State will come and stand up for Babajisha? At the end of the day, they took Babajisha to Kirikiri and Lagos State. Before they took him there, police said, okay, let's arraign him in our own stuff. They tried to arraign Babajisha. It was during the arraignment in Sabo Court that the Lagos State government came in and said, we've already filed charges against this man at the High Court, so you step down from this case. So the judge said, I have to remove my hand from the case. I was furious. I was like, what's going on? And my own message was very clear. Our message was very clear. That Allah Kokono, if the same law, if you are going to be using the same child protection law, that's if you try Baba Gesha, the many crimes committed by princess, the same law explains it. Key princess only go to bon power of Baba Gesha, which was born in 2021. What majority fail to understand is that in 2020, ni ó ti wà aware pé ẹni tó dàbí àbúrò òun tó jọ ń gbélé, a neighbor by the name Damola Adekola, has been sexually abusing the same girl. The security of the house, by the name Okele, has been sexually abusing the same girl. Now, she didn't report to police. She didn't save the girl. But to she's a minor. And Damola Adekola has been having sex with her, abusing her sexually, including Okele. She did not report to police. She did not take the girl away from the house. She allowed them to continue their sex. Then in 2021, after she's found whoever to give her power to say, Baba Gesha, can you bring him down for us? In 2021, then, ọmọ yẹn sọ fún èèyàn kan pé Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà ó fi kọ́kọ́rọ́ jáde òun when she was 7, and this princess said she has been observing that anytime that Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà is in the TV, the girl used to shake. She now said again that because of that experience, the girl has been repeating in class. What about what Damola Adekola is doing? What about what Okele was doing that you knew? So, tí Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà àgbà tó wà 7-year-old, tí o rí, tí o ṣẹlẹ̀, tí o document, tó o report fọlọ́pàá, tó o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ bóyá true it is. Based on that, why invite Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà in 2021? Damola Adekola is still in the house. Okele is still in the house. Having sex with the same girl at will. Could stop one, could polopa, could report one. She later confessed in court. But she allowed that to go on. Wani Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà, well, let me set him up with flirting. Wani, Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà mabo. The evidence that Princess used in calling Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà to come and act movie was submitted in court. Not even behind me, I was inside the court. It's because we live in a terrible world. Majority of this media and their blogs that were in court, they refuse to report it so that you all will not know that that is the truth. They don't want you to have divided attention and opinion. And as at that time, we have been given a ban not to discuss the matter outside. So when all these things were coming out as revelation in court, the media are not reporting it, nobody is willing to report it. I must not talk about it. Majority are flying around with only the end product, the video. And I will tell you how that video is and my opinion about the video. Now, video here. You invited Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà to come to your house on the pretense to come and act movie. Whatever it is you've called him. But video here, I'll play one thing to you now. You call Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà to come and act movie. Now, most of these people coming out to attack Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà now, they are seeing you as weaklings. The first thing you fail to ask them is Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà a pedophile or a rapist? Ṣọmọ Ìkéré ló like láti máa bá ṣe ni àbágbàlagbà. Because most pedophiles, they go for children, number one. Àwọn tó bá níyàwó nulé nu wọn gan, ìyàwó gan máa bẹ̀ wọ́n kókó wá fọwọ́ kàn wọ́n ni. They only derive sexual pleasure touching children. But yet, most of these people will tell you, even adults, he wants to rape them too. And then, with whatever story that Princess put up, we're not saying the end result that they were able to achieve in their trap could wool of one. But your story must correlate. If truly Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà is a pedophile, you wouldn't believe. They told you she touched a 7-year-old. Oh, the fẹ́ bọ̀ yóò máa fọwọ́ kan ọmọ ọdún méje, ọmọ ọdún márùn. ìgbà tó fẹ́ set ẹ̀ up ọmọ tó ti gúnyàn tó ti ní sex òun lè fi set èèyàn up ẹ̀dẹ̀ fẹ́ lẹ́fẹ́ mú pedophile. And at the end of the day ọ̀tọ̀ ni accusation ohun tó lọ́ fi kàn ẹ́ that you want to get proof of ṣó máa fọwọ́ kan ọmọ kékeré ọmọ ọdún méje. Instead you went to bring in a girl that has all the features of an adult and has been sexually active. And then look at this video. I'll play for you get with that out. Now look at Princess here. Sherry Princess no. Sherry go back get sọ̀rọ̀ àti gẹ̀ yẹn. Sherry same girl. Sherry Princess ló fún wọn ní blockings ó ń ṣàlàyé fún wọn. Sherry kó ṣàlàyé. Sherry kó ló ṣe àlàyé. Baba Gesha is seated and the same girl beside Baba Gesha. This is Princess tó dàbí àpò ẹ̀wà yìí. Sherry pé ẹwọ táìtọ̀ fi ń sọ̀rọ̀. Can you see? Now this is it. Àlàyé kí ló ń ṣe fún wọn yìí? Sherry bó ṣe ń juwọ́ bí wọ́dà. Ẹ wò ó. Máa yóò dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé in the next 20 minutes ẹ̀wọ̀n gbére is what they plan for him. Sherry kó lọ ẹ bá wo ọjọ́ kò sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn. Sherry oya ó ti lọ Sherry ó tún padà wá bẹ́ẹ̀ oya ẹ wo ọmọ ló tún lọ òun ló tún lọ tilẹ̀kùn òun ló palẹ̀kùn dé mọ́ àti Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà. Sherry ẹ wo ó fẹ́ rèpù ẹ̀rí o ọkọ̀jọ rẹ́rìn ẹ tó fẹ́ rèpù yàtọ̀ ẹ tó fẹ́ rèpù rẹ́rìn ṣe tó bá fẹ́ ó fẹ́ rèpù ayé máa bọ̀ jẹ́ rèpù. ẹ wúrọ̀ ẹ̀rí o ẹ̀rí wọ́n ìjókòó pẹ́ láti ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀ya ọmọ 40-year-old kò sá kò pariwo kò dẹ̀ ní kò sí she's not part of the script ó yá súnmọ́ mi ó bá tún súnmọ́ abẹ́ ẹ wo òun ló tún dì mọ́ meanwhile tó bá rí Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà nínú TV ó máa ń gbọ̀n ni kò bá gbọ̀n mọ́ báyìí. So you understand, you can see yourself ó ṣàlàyé kọ̀ọ̀kan fún wọn. Only ó ṣàlàyé fún. You saw Princess stood there, gave them blockings. Sorry, ṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀. Ó wá ní wá palẹ̀kùn dé ọmọ yẹn náà. Ẹni kó jókòó tí Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà bẹ̀. Ọmọ yẹn náà ló ṣètò tí wá lọ palẹ̀kùn dé. This is simple psychology. How on earth will a 14-year-old who is carrying a trauma for the past 7 years ó máa rí Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà? Gbígbọ̀n yẹn ò ní pọ̀ débi pé Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà wọn pé this girl ó dàbí kó ti ń bẹ̀rù mi. Now ẹ wá wo Princess ní tẹ́mi wá ṣàlàyé kó tó di pé Ìyábọ̀ gbáyà mi ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká zú pé bóyá Princess ò bá gẹ̀ yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ wọn kò wá sí gẹ̀ yẹn wọn kò sí gẹ̀ yẹn pé ó máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kó fẹ́ kó fọwọ́ kàn ẹ́ o jẹ́ kó fọwọ́ kàn ẹ́ o afẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ ni ẹ jẹ́ ká let's assume that the girl was not part of the script. I just said it is the duty of the mother or the guardian. If truly that girl told you, Mommy, this is your friend in the TV. He had sex with me when I was 7-year-old. He used key to uproot my vagina. If you now call the same Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà to your house, if the girl is not coached to play that part, how How will she want to personally? Just tell me. Will the girl naturally want to sit beside Baba Ijesha? Will the girl naturally want to sit beside Baba Ijesha? No. She won't ever want to. Today, ever was she mistake? Sit beside Baba Ijesha. You as a parent, if that child of that person sit beside a predator, he will say, oh, excuse me, come on, stand up. And how came out and said, for princess to even allow this girl to be in this precarious situation, she should be held accountable for parental negligence. That is one of the reasons why Yabo just said they should destroy my name. And most of these God-forsaken cursed women, they came after my name. But God blessed me better. Anyways, and I wasn't bothered. And at the end of the day, because I put my life on the line to fight. He's still being careful. He's like, so let me just. Look at that woman. Baba Ijesha did it for her in London. She was in London before she got to America. So Baba Ijesha came to you to come and have sex with you. America. What kind of what sort of job? Most people come and lie and do all sort of nonsense. It should you one be calling a young bad 2 years old. Go for work or she got ni tabamba. Only somebody is just sexually harassing me. Because we were dealing with too many mental cases. Break your heart. Some of you have not healed. But we can't allow this to be on our social media and it becomes a new normal. I was fighting for my country. They thought I was fighting to protect Baba Ijesha. And I'm like, how can you explain this to a court? You want to abuse the law in several ways like this, and you want to use the law court to validate it. How? For crying out loud, look at this, is too close to call. It shows that girl, if truly she was 14, you princess, whatever she sees a day, you coach that girl to submit her body to be sexually abused because the girl rely on you for food, shelter, and guide. And that is abuse of a fundamental human rights. Money, you have abused the right of the girl. I know that we even know the girl is not 14. Most of these women, on social media, they will only show you the video of how Baba Ijesha express his sexual feelings. How they cook it up, they don't want to know. They don't care if you approach a dog with a bone. They just say, why did the dog eat the bone? Is that girl a 7-year-old? Princess said, I want to be sure if you, I didn't see it. 7-year-old is what Baba, so Baba Ijesha loves touching children. Let's put, if you want to even take that risk, which is even a criminal offense, you will put a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old around Baba Ijesha in that house, and you go and dodge somewhere. If that is where Baba Ijesha is looking the house like this, we will say, because there is an innocent child. And it's more for Okon. Agbalagba nínú ilé ẹ̀ ló ń gbé. Ṣé mi ni máa ṣe tí máa dáhùn? Yẹ́n máa béèrè lọ́yọ̀ pé ta ló wà nínú ilé yẹn. Nígbà tó ṣe pé bóyá mo sọ kí n má fọwọ́ kàn. It's not that Baba Ijesha wanted to pound on the girl forcefully. It shows that the girl was in tandem. Ó gbára dúró nǹkan tó wá ṣe máa ṣe ó support yẹ. So kò ṣe pé bóyá Baba Ijesha fẹ́ apply force. There was no force here because the girl is supporting. Even not because she's 14, but because at least she's grown up enough to say, touching a 14 is not appropriate. But as at that time, the girl has the mental knowledge to say, Mama, but she the girl will answer, nobody's there. In that one. So it's not that the only time anybody will be doing that to say I want to go and be checking the room is if he wants to touch a child. that doesn't even know that they want to touch him or her. So you want to pound on an innocent child, or what about down? But if you are dealing with a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 30, but they keep giving you people strong narrative. And I said, okay, now, before we go to the end result, it is absurd for people to be pretending as if they don't know that it was an organized crime, a trap, an entrapment. And it is a criminal offense to entrap anybody. That is standard, it's the law. Well, at once, okay, I agree with 14-year-old Lomoye. Princess, I will continue to say this. Call up England, call up with the biggest prosecutor anywhere in the world. I will stand up and tell you my own truth. I'm a custodian of human rights. It is a criminal offense to coach a minor or a child for sexual activity. It is punishable with life imprisonment. The same law, if you try Baba Ijesha, inú same law yẹn náà ló sọ pé ohun tí wọ́n princess ṣe tó gbé ọmọ yẹn jókòó tó kó sí lórí pé hello Baba Ijesha ti ń bọ̀ pakuru mọ́ o jẹ́ kó rí pé o fẹ́ òun náà kó jẹ make sure pé o force gbogbo nǹkan tó bá máa ṣe mentally jẹ́ kó rí pé o kóhun jẹ títí tó máa fi ṣe kí ni kò ní mọ̀gà tó máa fọwọ́ ṣáà jẹ́ kó ṣe àwọn máa record. Asking an innocent child or minor to be in such situation is punishable with life imprisonment. Unto Lagos State government court profile against the princess, yet they said she should walk free. Secondly, that CCTV that princess claimed that went on the store or camera to look, she knew what she wanted to achieve. It's a premeditated recording under the law, the same law of Lagos State. Child protection laws. It is a criminal offense to record sexual activities involving a child or a minor. It is not a law that I was creating then. I want Yabo Ojo need basic knowledge of the law. They are only using social media to draw out unnecessary sentiment and not objectivity just to be loved. I am not looking for anybody to love me. I am standing by what is right. If you don't know the law, you can't enforce it. I'm on your law, party on law. So the next thing I said, then that asking, recording and taping it down is a serious criminal offense punishable with life imprisonment. That if the girl is truly 14, princess, you're still going to be paying for this. If the girl is now 14, try Baba Ijesha for touching and kissing, licking the finger of a 14-year-old. Whether it was a trap or no trap, the statement was so clear. But it must be well established. Kini Baba Ijesha wa ṣe lulẹ̀. Did you, princess, invite Baba Ijesha to that house or not? Most of these things, the media did not tell you guys. Until if you Google, or now, if you Google and say, how Baba Ijesha was lured to my house, go and read it online now. You see the princess statement inside court. You see the excerpt. How she was able to invite Baba Ijesha for a movie stuff in her house. The question is this. When has it become part of our law? If truly you believe that Baba Ijesha will abuse or hurt that child, I said the debt we owe every child is protection. But these terrible women and the justice system in Lagos State, they believe to satisfy the social media and the crying of these women as against the complete rule of law. One was select part of the law. Okay. When Baba Ijesha was arrested, he never slept with that girl. They kept Baba Ijesha in cell. Police said, let's do our job. It is our duty to investigate and run a test on that girl. Just the way police wanted to run tests on this girl, Mirabel, and the truth was established. They said, princess, bring the girl, she's 14. We cannot take her behind you. when they took the girl for a test, the test said healing broken hymen, that the girl was just recently disvirgined. So it means that the reason why Princess set Baba Ijesha up was on a total lie. Baba Ijesha never disvirgined the girl when she was 7. Not to talk of using key to disflower khaki or to uproot, because you know, one of our guapa, is there any mark in a private that will show as a result of khaki? They now said, apart from healing broken hymen, they found semen on one baspam and and there is evidence of perpetual penetration. The police now said, how did you get this sperm in your body? Baba Ijesha never slept with you. Even the 7 years, he said khaki. This one, that your mommy called him and you recorded him, we didn't see him having sex with you. So, as a 14-year-old, who slept with you and who has the sperm? And the girl said, but that Damola, who has been sleeping with you, but they'll kill you, or the security of the house. Did you tell your mom? She said yes. It turns out that Princess has been told about these two living with her since 2020. And these are the serious and germane parts. This is the, I must select the part of the case. Don't pick a side only if it is the court of law. Judge Baba Ijesha, whatever the case may be, morally it is wrong. Whether you have something with Princess or you don't have something with her, she called you to your house and a girl, a daughter, or anybody is giving you attention, and then you fell for it. You are not supposed to do that. And if she's a 14-year-old, you have to go and pay for sexual assault, harassment. Sexual harassment is to buy on Dubai, to buy on lawyer buy, to kiss you. It's sexual harassment. That if that is what you pay for it, but enough, you're a 14-year-old, you must pay for it too. That is when they said no. And the worst part of it is that Damola Adekola was arrested and was in the same cell with Baba Ijesha. The security of the house, he ran away. We're expecting that if Lagos State government will charge them to court, ati Baba Ijesha, ati Damola Adekola, o admit to she ugbe, tomo here accused of Bobonso. She be accusation all the time Baba Ijesha. Because she only prove go. Then the next thing, they didn't charge the Damola Adekola to court. Because Damola Adekola would prove his case that he never slept with a 14-year-old. To the one young billion. And all these things we are asking, and I asked the government then. Baba Ijesha was Mary. He's a senior colleague, he's a good comedian, somebody that I respect. You must give him fair trial. Fair hearing is fundamental human right. They thought by asking for this, I won't see me. Rape apologist. I shall go on pedophile. She be similar to I shall go. She like one, she way. But she like, but when she fake, I'm doing she fake one no boy. To fake kiss her, don't take visit her. To tweet, take pay. I go boy, don't sorrow see. A woro actress olórí burúkú wèrè tó ṣé kò yẹ kó bọ́ta sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbà tí sinmi sọ tó gbé tweet sinmi jáde wọn ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ̀ yẹn. You will never see them speak. Ọkùnrin tó bá fẹ́ ba ayé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó bá ti kó sí wọn lọ́wọ́ tiẹ̀ lọ nìyẹn. And we said that ntẹ́lẹ̀ yọ kúrò ó ní pé was Baba Ijesha coming to touch the girl? No, he was invited for a movie. Was the girl presented as a soft target beside Baba Ijesha? Yes, you all can see. To the Princess Fure go one more year kúrò lára Baba Ijesha. And by law, àfi tẹni tí ó bá fẹ́ jèrè ọmọ tó máa bí. No parent, no teacher should know that there is a likely harm that will come to a child and you will leave the child in that vicinity. Àwọn olórí burúkú wèrè obìnrin that social media is terrible. We are speaking the truth that no matter what is wrong with you or whatever you're trying to achieve, no lawyer, no police officer, no doctor, no judge should approve that a child or a minor should be left in the vicinity of a predator, sexual predator. Àfẹ́ni tó bá ní àrùn ọpọlọ. Only an unfit police officer will want to use a child as a trap to catch somebody. I said nowhere in the world, nowhere. I don't know what to mean. The protest. That police officer must go to jail. they will only use probably a baiting like age of a girl of my bad potential predators or. And I said, don't do it. It is a criminal offense. Immediately tí wọ́n ti sọ fún ẹ pé even immediately tí kò jẹ́ pé o tẹ̀ fẹ́ believe pé bàbá yìí ṣàṣe tó tọ́. Before you even set camera, before you put the girl in harm's way, you are duty bound according to the law to report to the police. Listen up, guys. Whether you respect police or you don't respect police, whether police are good or not good, you cannot do the job of police. Immediately you know that a child has been sexually abused, or you are sexually abused as a child, as a minor, or as an adult, report immediately to the police. Even if it is long time, the police will see the best they can make out of it. They can start trailing that person. All you need to do is to follow up. When you write a petition that somebody has sexually abused you when you are 10-year-old, 5-year-old, 13-year-old, report to the police, give the details of that person. Police will go after the person. All you need to do is to follow up any progress. The person will not know whether the police are on his or her trail. And we'll bring on Bobo Ekeresu. Children, you men, start reporting abuses coming from women too. Hey, little kid, I want to know local lala, see. Ha, bugu eno. Pedophiling pattern on. O se ma fe pon won Ekeresu, ọmọ 10-year-old, ọmọ 12-year-old. Ha, Daniel. Ko e lo ti tóbi. Eyan gbogbo yen náà pedophiling tendency ni. Àwọn pattern sí mi nìyẹn. But you will see all these women, all that keba ti gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ sí mi jáde. Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà jáde sí, they don't want him to even express himself. Ṣé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó wá sọ yẹn ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ní irọ́ ni? Ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni? Ṣé ẹ̀ ní gbọ́ side tiẹ̀ náà ni? But the same pattern ẹ jẹ́ a lọ sí video end result. A dẹ̀ sọ wípé ẹ lè máa fi end video yẹn nìkan judge. The debt we owe every child is protection. Téèyàn bá fún ní voice. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó ọ̀rọ̀ ìkọ̀kọ̀ ni Bíọ́lá ti gbé sórí page ẹ̀? She needs to balance it and bring the other person. Oh, you know what's what I mean? Say your own part. Tí bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà bá bọ́ ọmọ sùn, ṣé 3 years ló máa lọ ni? They are not telling you why they are pained. The reason why bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà was even tough the opportunity àti rán lẹ́wọ̀n ni pé when the Lagos state government was going to file the charges, wọ́n wá pín kélekèle pé kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. We will use the power of government. He must be found guilty of one. And if Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà is found guilty of the remaining 4 count charges, to are found guilty of one of the 4, he must go and serve 5 years imprisonment, which is to spend 3 years and 4 months. If not, normally on a good day, case Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà should not even stand in any court of law. On a normal day, because the process, it doesn't have propensity in law. Prerequisite for all the actions carried out by princess is errored in law. I need that in my power for now. You now say because you want to cash in, you committed series of crime, want to torture, want to call a thug, want to yashomolon princess. But no more. And no video that princess in no more gay. Ni big bang, but wale. O tún no gay, kò ṣe dáadáa. O tún parọ́ pé gay lolu. Ṣé gay lolu video tẹ́ wo yẹn? Níbo ni gay ti lu Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà? Because they don't want to admit that she already staged the talk that would threaten the man to. Tí èèyàn bá fi ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó bá fi dẹ̀mí, tí ìyàwó ẹ̀ tán mi wọnú lé wọn, tí ìyàwó sọ pé tẹ́mi náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bọ́ṣọ pé ó ti fẹ́ kí n bọ́ mo ti bọ́ṣọ mo ti bọ́ pátá, tọkọ wa wọlé tó wá ṣí kámẹ́rà lèmi lórí, ọ̀kìtẹ̀ ti bọ́ ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì lásán, ọ̀kan bá mi nu bedroom wọn as an actor. Mi ì lè ever sọ pé it's my right now, it's your wife that invited me, so why are you calling? Tó bá sọ pé I have come to rape that time, rape náà ló máa pè. Kí ni mo lọ ṣe ń bedroom o, mama bẹ̀bẹ̀ náà ni, ó dá má bínú, ayé ló ṣe máa. Kí ni mo wá ṣe inú yàrá ẹ̀yìn? Báwo táyé ò bá ṣe mí, kí ni mo lọ ṣe inú bedroom ọ̀rẹ́ mi pẹ̀lú ìyàwó ẹ̀? I might not have gone there to rape. I might have been entrapped. Only a trap ni. But èmi ò lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ àti pé ní trap mọ́, ayé tí ṣe mí ni because kí ló dé tí mi ò gbàgbọ́ mi lọ, kí ló dé tí mo ṣe ṣerú ẹ̀. It's antisocial. I have committed a moral offence. I will begin. Tó bá pa mí sílẹ̀, ó pa mí lápàgbé ni. Kí ni mo lọ ṣe inú bedroom wọn? Tó bá pa mí sílẹ̀, tó bá lóun wọlé, òun bá tó rape ìyàwó òun ni. kíni ta ló fẹ́ gbẹ̀rí mi jẹ́ tíyàwó bá sọ pé yes wọ́n rẹ́pù òun lọ́kọ̀ òun ṣe kamọ́ bẹ̀ tọ́dẹ̀ bá ń wò ó bẹ̀ àní ọ̀n ṣáàrú wọlé àgàkà kọ́ wá ṣó kámẹ́rà wọ́n rí tèmi náà ti wọlé tèmi náà ti ń lọ bọ́ọ̀dì ìyàwó wọ́n wá lọ edit bẹ̀yẹn. So all these things are what we're saying. I was never saying that anybody that abused children or a minor should be let go. But how can we continue to glorify organized crime? And only it's a mental problem now. So they believe that ọkùnrin ọ̀wé irú wọn yẹn ọ̀fẹ́ destroy ọ̀fẹ́ bàtì ẹ̀gẹ́ oníkọ́mà ọmọ bó ṣe lè sọ ni pé life imprisonment ẹni tí ò bọ́mọ kọ́kọ́ sùn and ẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ pé ẹ mọ evidence pé bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà bọ́mọ ẹ̀sùn jáde àbòfin kọ́kọ́ kò sí kankan ṣáwàlá sọ pé kí George máa sọ pé kó lọ life imprisonment ṣáwàlá ní kọ́ máa sentence bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà sí 16 years and they even like ẹ lọ́wọ́ video process yẹn only they said he should go to prison consecutively. It's a lie. The sentence was to run concurrently. That's the term language táwọn judge tó máa jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ pé ilé ẹjọ́ ló wà àwa tàbá fẹ́ shape I will know how to play around it. It was so serious then that with this video government come out like how do we explain to the public gbogbo eléyìí is total nonsense. They set the man up for flirting and they changed the age of the girl and we've told them categorically pé tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣòótọ́ ẹ má tiẹ̀ lo through àwa ẹ kò gbé age gẹ̀yìn gangan jáde kẹ́dẹ̀ mú full CCTV jáde. Let's see if Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà will not be suing the Lagos state government, suing Princess, suing Iyabo and all of them. Ẹ kò mú age gẹ̀yìn gangan jáde. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ mú age jáde ẹ kò wà bold enough ẹ mú complete CCTV àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ́tí set camera yẹn ẹ kò mú lẹ̀ jáde ẹ má mú doctored one full one láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ dópin. And let's see whether it is not an organized crime, whether the girl was not coached for that. And then the whole nonsense, what's all this nonsense? You know what you planned. You prepared the ground, you invited the come, you did everything. It's pure nonsense. We are saying don't do this. Don't do this old nonsense. Gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bá tí princess bá Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà ti gẹ̀ yẹn sọ afẹ́ gbọ́. Because there was a camera phone. That is how you establish the truth, not a side. Let my judge in a serious criminal case. It is you believe the court of law is let's just hear a side. No, that is not the court of law. On social media, you can fly with a side. I don't like the way Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà touched the girl. It's okay. I myself, if that is the only thing I see, I might not like it. I don't even like it. But if it is law, you must establish the full truth, not a side. You think you care about children, you are part of the problem. They are only fooling you with fighting for justice, fighting for human rights. Fake. Wọ́n ní life gidi mo fi ọlọ́ọ̀bà búra níbi tẹ́mi bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ pa law human rights ó jìnà máa wà lamẹ́ríkà ó sì wà lóyìnbó tó bá sọ iye kọ́ka iye èèyàn ọmọ ìkéré tí mo ti jà fún obìnrin tí mo ti fẹ̀mí mílẹ̀ tí mo ti jà fún ṣé ń sìn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ máa bọ̀ tà ń sìn àwọn sọ pé kèèyàn bí fabiyi rape òun àwọn actress àwọn adákẹ́mi ní gbé ogun wọn ṣe pé lọ́pẹ́ àbáyé ìwé ìfẹ́ bàjẹ́ èwo ni mo ṣe ọdún kìíní ọdún kejì 20-30 years láti dán lòpọ̀ ìsìn lọ́ máa sọ pé mo rape máa dákẹ́ ṣé ìsìn ni wèrè kọ́ máa ṣe ẹ̀sọ́ fáwọn pé Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà ó rape for many years táwọn ní industry goes àmọ́ àwọn tó níwà burúkú yẹn àmọ́ àwọn oníkálukú ní industry wa yẹn àmọ́ wa ara wa àmọ́ àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n lè parọ́ kókù jí kókù òkú lè ní cane leg mo lè bá dárúkọ gan bí tí mo ya wèrè dé bí tí mo tó yẹ pé me I no dey fear anybody ogun lẹ́ bá lọ ṣe àmọ́ àwọn tó yẹ pé fake life àmọ́ àwọn tó yẹ pé ẹ̀kẹ́ ìbú ni láàrin wa kò sẹ́ni tí ó lè bù àtàgbàlagbà ṣáàdásí lára má jẹ́ kú àmọ́ àwọn tó yẹ pé anybody tó bá ní problem they are ready to be there àdèmọ̀ àwọn tó yẹ pé they want to support anybody wọn ò fẹ́ lọ́ta kankan kí lè lè ṣe àbúfẹ́ lọ support kí lè lè ṣe wọn ò fẹ́ níwà bí kankan àmọ́ àwọn tó yẹ pé tó bá dẹ̀ rí okó yìí báyìí wọ́n lè dóko wèrè bọ́ ṣe ń dóko PDP lọ́ndọ́ tó APC Ondo Tabga Tobariti NRC gan wọ́n lè do àmọ́ wọn láàrin so kí làǹbáká kéèyàn kọ́ wá worú èmi sísun I'm carrying the emblem of human rights kò ṣe pé bí human rights abẹ́ ilé ni mo ṣe o go and look at all of us táwọn pèrè àwọn ní human rights activists I am one of those that have got strong structures tí mi ìdẹ̀ sí lò mi ìṣàgbára lò mi ìṣẹ́ ní ti lò ẹ lọ dárúkọ ẹ kọ pé ogun ajáde kẹwàá àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn ìwà lẹ́yìn kankan wẹ́n because before you can fight for human rights you need proper structures mo mọ èèyàn tó yẹ kó tó bá fìyà jẹ mí tó bá ṣe fìyà jẹ mí tán yẹn bóyá ọlọ́pàá ni yẹn bóyá pọlísíà ni yẹn ìyà yẹn bí tó máa ń dì sí nìyẹn n tó máa jẹ lẹ́yìn yẹn lórí àrọ́mọdọ́mọ yẹn mo mọ bí tó lè fìyà yẹn sí. Torture me, but do whatever you want to do. I will go out of this place. When I get there, what is going on? Only report to my phone. Who is the person? Bye, no problem. Shemiti, the kind of honor I received because I was decorated as a human rights ambassador inside the American embassy. Ṣẹ́mi yẹn ni màá rìn káàkiri màá rìn ìdọ̀tí tí ó bá ń ṣàrífín ni irú Ìyábọ̀ yẹn ó fẹ́ travel kó fẹ́ lọ London ní 2009 ó ṣe fẹ́ travel 2008 èmi tí mo báyìí ni kò ṣe báyìí nínú Fẹ́mínà ọ̀rọ̀ wá ṣẹlẹ̀ mò ń jà fún ọmọge yẹn mò ń jà fún right Bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà right ọmọge yẹn ó ní tó o bá ṣọ́ra àníjẹ́ o travel mọ́ èmi ìgbẹ́ ò léegun èwo nu yín ló fẹ́ travel tí èmi ẹ̀ ní put in life ẹ̀ pé ó fẹ́ travel lọ lóyìnbó tí lálàá pẹ́ bá you mean 4-5 years lèmi ti ń travel kẹ́tọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lálàá pẹ́ fẹ́ travel. I am now standing on the temple of justice ó involve Lagos state government ó involve ọlọ́pàá mo kàn ń sòótọ́ tèmi ní ọlọ́pàá tẹ́tí mi mi ò ìsọ́tọ̀ ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ ọlọ́pàá tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe tẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ káwọn yẹn bá yín sòótọ́ rọ̀ ẹ̀yin lẹ́ believe when you are a police officer you are above public criticism they believe policing is overall they can't make mistakes. They can't get correction from police. And they will still want to tell you we are police officers. You are policing who? Can you police without the cooperation of the public? Princess. Let's be honest with ourselves. If you are a true complainant, why didn't you go and complain about Damola Adekola and your security as at 2020? October, November, December, January, February, March, until April. And then, for crying out loud, we can continue to... We might think Yomi is trying to help Baba Gesha, but can we just listen to what the guy is saying? He never said that they should not prosecute Baba Gesha. He's only saying that you are committing parental negligence. You have abused the right of the girl. And Baba Gesha, that you are saying they should not grant him bail, he has right to bail. If the police realize that they have evidence that he actually defiled the girl, and they said, okay, we are not releasing him, granting him bail, we want to get extension, they will get the extension. What is my own with what people are doing? I'm only speaking human rights. He said nobody spoke to me. Lord, in case Mohbad, he better prepare. What she share not to message me. Mohbad is dead though. Can you call? Won't you fight for him? They will send you DM. Some people will send you WhatsApp message. The same way they send to me in Baba Gesha stuff. Is it because it's your colleague? You are not talking. Our company they want to hear from you. You are not in human rights then, so nobody will come for you. I am a human rights ambassador with US Embassy. I have done a human rights summit. I have a human rights NGO. They will want to see, are you being biased? And I came out and said, no, I am not being biased. Let's allow the police to do their job. That we colleagues don't be quick to condemn this man. This report is too hailing. And then they said there is a video and he has confessed to it within 24 hours. No, let's be calm. It's dangerous. Don't forget that the same thing happened to Baba Sui. I only draw the comparison because they are both comedian, and Baba Sui was already, handicapped. Initially, he was using crutches, using walking stick. But at that point, at that time, I'm going about to láti inú yàrá. I'm going to sọ́wọ́ báyìí wá sí pálọ̀ tó bá fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Okay, Lord. So I now look at it and say, has it gotten to this stage? Am I can't condemn my you? Come on, now today, show me in the judgment, or show me one single evidence that Baba Jesha slept with that girl, whether when she was 7 or whether when she was 14. Show me where, because Lagos State government went to court against Baba Jesha. They proffered life imprisonment and a separate 16 years. That is the right thing to do. Government must react quickly. I'm grateful to Lagos State government for reacting quickly, but do they allow the complete justice to take its course? Were they selective? What is the rationale? Tofi Yodamola Adekola, Kiloriti won't charge the princess. Tobaja Koko, Kawombe, Boyoni CCTV Nule, Toti Shishetele, Oko Kawon is a different ball game. But she prepared and planned the whole video. The only thing that is needed is for the girl to stretch Baba Jesha until he breaks his limit. Only Bobo Rishi Mama said, this okuni, tí o de sọ̀rọ̀ yo ko ba o de ma wa legbe. They want but come be close shot. She won't go see you omo eni de fi ojú eni. Anybody can be stretched. Why would close a bit more stretch? Ohun tí mo yàtọ̀ ní pé tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ ọdún méje, an obvious child, life imprisonment. If it was a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, you are not supposed to be sexually attractive to a child. And then, okay, if, despite the fact that this girl is having features of an adult, only sex, you coached her to play that part. If she's truly 14, prove it to Baba Jesha that she touched a 14, so that she will understand. Till date, nowhere they have proved the age. He's a pedophile, he's a kiriko, and look at, even when I spoke, the commissioner came out. Only he went to appeal. They set aside. What is set aside? He was found innocent. Sexual harassment. The honest truth that you must pass to the entire world. There is nowhere Baba Jesha was found guilty of having sex or using khaki to defile that girl. Another truth is that Koshele, because after Baba Jesha was arrested, they took the girl and ran a test. Princess Nelly, the reason why I set him up was because I believe and I am trying to establish that he did it when the girl was 7. Where are your conscience that you just stretched this emotional stuff? And I said, you only set him up with flirting and you change the age of that girl. If it is the true age of the girl, I expect Lagos State government and princess to prove to the judge that this, but they were using power to force that government does not lose in their own case. I want the job at tele, I shot the video here, public, and they were able to find a way to say, life imprisonment. 16 years, just spend little time, just let's keep you there for a little while. That is the honest truth of Ekebona. That's why the man was going to spend 3 years and come out, because they realized that what's the point punishing this man? Because the right to sexual feelings. The guy is a 19-year-old or 18 years old. But no crime has been committed. Under the law, if it is a court of law, and that because the girl accepted. If she's 18, the only reason why they said Baba Jesha was guilty of sexual harassment is that they maintain that the girl is 14. So whether the girl accepted or not, if you touch anybody below 18, even if the person is accepting, if the entire family of the girl know that you people are dating, you have committed a crime. It's even defilement. To get 22-year-old, to buy 16-year-old, 17-year-old in Nigeria, in Lagos State, rape you, to buy a girlfriend. Oh, Baba, I don't find love letter. I don't find card. I love her. If you sleep with her, even if the parents knew that you put a boyfriend and girlfriend, even if the guy says, don't touch him, if a complaint comes out and you are 21-year-old, you are 20-year-old, and you have sex with a 17-year-old in Lagos State, it's rape. Even whether you people are boyfriend or girlfriend. That is what majority do not know. Because they don't want to understand the law. They just want to condemn somebody. the law we are explaining. That is the position of the law. 16 to 16, all that goes in it. In UK, in America, let me say 98% of the states or 99% of the states in America, a 16-year-old can have sex with somebody of 60 years old. If they accept, no crime has been committed. In UK, if you are 40-year-old and you sleep with somebody who is 17, 16-year-old and it's consensual, no force, no crime has been committed. So whether Ola well, Ola Itiel, what don't record the commit a crime because you are intervening into what does not concern you. Why do you record them in their private moments? So what we are trying to explain is that if you want him to know that he is actually a sex offender and then he committed a crime, Lagos State government should be honest enough to establish the true age of the girl. That's why I said most of the states in America. No, age of sexual consent in UK is 16 years old. Go and read your law. So just even Google it on your phone. Just that same phone. What is the age of sexual consent in the United Kingdom? Simple. And then come back and write after you read. Don't go quiet after you've seen the truth. So it's very simple and understanding. So direct. So it's important. You must know the law before you can be able to enforce the law. Not all police officers know the law. That's why they rely on the Ministry of Justice to interpret the law for them. That's why they'll say, oh yeah, file the case and send to DPP, because we don't understand what the law says. Because most of the laws in the states, most of the police officers don't even know them. Even some real new laws, they don't know. Because if the Lagos Assembly, they just enact a new law, a police officer that was transferred, or even police officer that has been there, they might not know what the law says, the current law. So they cannot be able to understand what are we going to be filing as charges. That is why the court will say, we don't know, because they make laws all the time. They might just enact a new law yesterday, or they enact a new law 7 days ago, and somebody committed a crime 4 days ago. So it might not be a crime 6 months ago, but it might have been a crime 4 days ago, and you just committed the crime. So before you can say you want to write your charges and file go send to the DPP, Ministry of Justice, because most of people don't know why they always duplicate file and send to the DPP. The question she nínú case file yẹn, the Lagos State Ministry of Justice, number one, there is no evidence of age of that girl, and she is not a child, she is a minor, and the law states that before you can convict anybody of sexually harassing or abusing a minor, the age must be substantiated. It's the law in Lagos State. Okay, you have seen it. It's a 16 in the UK. I don't just already out. If when you say that, they will say you are supporting us. It's the law. Case because they want to destroy your name to build their own name. Anybody at anybody to do anyhow. So my own advocacy then was not on the video end result. If the girl eventually best certificate as at the time, I'm 18-year-old, I'm 19, I will look stupid now. But what is this? That is why the court is there. Establish the law. That's why we have the police. But let me charge your court. Tell the evidence of age when the person is a minor. Shebo your coffee best certificate evidence, Tony. They would have asked princess, bring the best certificate. Give us a copy. So that we can file it and send to the DPP. DPP I'm only 14. Nino statement to Sabo police station, 14. Nino statement to Sabo Panti oko 15. It's Lagos State government, not the one you born on court. She might have made a mistake. You know, the time they interview her then is different from the time they interview her. Why can't you just bring the birth certificate of the girl? Shebi Nigerian Population Commission ti wà láyé ìgbà yẹn. Ibi tó ti yọ birth certificate ọmọ yẹn ó máa jà báyìí ni. The upper form, the other flipsy, ó máa wà nílẹ̀. The same serial number tó wà lórí certificate princess mamuwa. A máa lọ wo local government. Tẹ̀sán pé bí sílẹ̀ kó. How do I compare? Tó bá jẹ́ pé ti commit forgery, then the lawyers will say, ṣé dandan ni kẹ́ pè ní pedophile when you know you used an adult to set him up? So they refused, including with Lagos, they refused to touch the age. They refused to bring Damola Adekola to court. That guy is still walking free now. I now question the Yabo Ojo and Princess Money. I'm suing you to the court of conscience. But challenging, if truly you are fighting for children, now ask Lagos State government to go and try Damola Adekola. They should be able to court lane. All of filing case on the FSI by judgment. Call rule book screaming loss of 250 million. Be me tell me to consider. Olórí burúkú ma ṣàǹfààní. Èmi mọ̀ pé wèrè gidi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Èmi tó yẹ kí ti sú ẹ̀ tipẹ́. Mo ń rò pé tó ló fún mi lówó. Mo kàn fẹ́ máa stay lawyer. Mo ya fa gbogbo iye wèrè mo ya fa ya pé ọpẹ́ o. Mọ̀ sí mi go lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi mọ́. Mo ti ṣàpọ́nlé mo ti pọ́nlé. Ọ̀yàn ò pé kí ló ṣé mo fọ́ fún ni. Mo kàn báyìí pé ó ṣe dáadáa sí mi. Mo ní problem ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn. Fẹ́ wá sí ilé mi. Ó fún mi lówó. Mo fẹ́ sí wọn síbi. Ó fún mi lówó. Ó pè mí sí fíìmù. Èmi ò sọ ìtẹ́ mi ṣe fún. Èyí tó ń ṣe lè mi máa tẹ́yà bá ṣe fẹ́ mi lè máa sọ. Mo dẹ̀ wọ́n pé I need to stay. Màá máa lọ gbẹ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ sí kóòtù. Wọ́n ti gbé sáànì fún mi. Wọ́n pè mí lọ sí Abuja. Sue this woman. Mo ò ṣe. Àmì ló wá gbé mi. Ló fi mi sínú plane ló fi mi ló bá mi ṣe body pass bí mo dá Abuja mi náà lórí sí fún mi wọ́n fún mi lówó wọ́n fún gbogbo ẹ̀ mo ní no àwọn sùn Ìyábọ̀. They presented me a senior advocate that Dawoshi Kangba yani they asked now bring everything right there we want to sue that Ìyábọ̀ sir I'll get back to you sir. Any kilo to fẹ́ she's my colleague and she's been good to me before and I want to believe that ìtara ọmọ náà ló ṣe but kò farabalẹ̀ kò fẹ́ gbọ́ my own side of it. Ó rò bí mo fẹ́ support Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà pé mo fẹ́ yọ kúrò èmi ṣáà kàn ní wọ́n fẹ́ sunkàn but look at the way she went after me ṣe ẹ mọ̀ pé olórí burúkú ni ṣé mi ni wọ́n ní mo fàdí ọmọ ya ni ṣé mi ni Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà àbí mo jọ́ ọmọ ṣe Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà ṣé ọmọ pé mo ti ń jà fún human rights I'm a voice I'm an authority in that field ni màá wá sọ̀rọ̀ tí ìyẹn máa ní kó padà sí mi lẹ́nu. But because they can easily destroy anybody with you people on social media, and then you fly with false knowledge. Even when they were sentenced to Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà, Bosombe, where they told me, my papa called it. Only me son on social media. Yomi, so to change your answer, but I still meant to go and look at that video. Money, yes, Baba Ìjẹ̀ṣà has got right to appeal this case, and he will appeal. They don't want me to say it when he could do right here. They let him appeal. And he appealed. And they removed 2 charges again. And they removed it from his stuff. The only make it off is because they've already stretched the charges. Princess devil in their conscience. That there's no evidence, nothing for it. They removed everything. So your pamper that you used in sending the man to jail and you let stress here if batty again could the so on the for being law to could show make it law. Even to buy get minor lomoye and you level put minor ni boy come on guyon ever put in doko and if you law anytime of man is like obey if batty again on he was like okay to ẹ̀dẹ̀ fẹ́ bátí ẹ̀gẹ́ ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé minor ni ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ ọ̀pù síbẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé rapist ni ẹ̀ ṣe wá ọmọ àgbàlagbà 22-year-old kẹfílẹ̀ bẹ̀ bóyá ọmọ àgá lọ́rùn You wanted him to look like a criminal. Let's say from 16-year-old, 14, 14 síbẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé pedophile lẹ pè ní ọmọ 5-year-old ló yẹ kẹ́ fi síbẹ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ pé rapist lẹ pè ní ṣe fún obìnrin tó ti gúnyàn. Ìwọ princess ṣe gbé rẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Ṣebí rapist lẹ pè. You should have left you and Baba Ijesha alone pẹ̀lú kámẹ́rà yẹn lẹ̀ bí o máa fọwọ́ kàn ẹ̀ wọ́n tó dàbí àpò ẹ̀wà yẹn. Tẹ́ ẹ bá tiẹ̀ wá fẹ́ lóra ẹni yẹn o lè rí Ìyábọ̀ Òjó kó lò síbẹ̀ kó gbé síbẹ̀ bóyá kó ní láyàbọ̀. Ẹ wá fi rú Ìyábọ̀ yẹn màá lò bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni o bó ti yẹ kó lè padà wà lọ dákẹ́ sórí ẹ̀ lábẹ́. Ẹ máa ṣe kà ẹ máa fi social media máa pọ́nlé. If truly he was a rapist kí ló dé tẹ́ fi ọmọ 20 àgbàlagbà kí ló tẹ ṣe mọ̀mọ́ lo ọmọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ tẹ́ wá pé 14 òun lè wá fi síbẹ̀ tó bá yẹ kó fẹ́ kà mọ̀ kó Baba Ijesha rapist so àwọn ò ní common sense ìwọ princess tó ló fẹ́ sin oní DSTV lọ sí ó fẹ́ sin oní DSTV so Baba Ijesha will be so foolish àwọn sáré fẹ́ rape ọmọ tí wọ ìyá ẹ̀rẹ́ ń bọ̀ ó dẹ̀ sìn yàn lọ sí ṣé o fẹ́ sìn wọn dé bus stop ní oní DSTV kó jẹ́ ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀gbọ́n ní oní DSTV ó lè sí kọjá iná ọ̀nà géètì lẹ́yìn tó lọ lálejò nílé so èmi yẹn rapist àwa wò sùsùn àwa gàrú ọmọ yẹn lọ́rùn ọmọ tí ó gbà fún mi tí ó ní interest nínú mi màá gà lọ́rùn màá yà pátá ẹ̀ ìyá ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ìyá ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa pọ̀dọ̀ wọlé bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà Baba Ijesha ṣe useless to ayé yìí ti ìkàlẹ̀ kọ̀ máa ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ máa fi social media amplify orí burúkú àti kàtẹ́ ń ṣe fẹ́yìn tẹ́fẹ́ máa fly pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ni ẹ kó ṣe orí burúkú lọ. When you want us to join you in condemning the end result àwa máa sọ fún yín báwo ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ don't do it anybody tó bá yà wèrè tó bá lọ copy nǹkan tó lọ princess ẹ ṣe yẹn ẹ̀wọ̀n náà gàrí ẹ lè jẹ lọ pẹ̀lú Baba Ijesha yẹn o in a say èyí tó bá bí dànù yín èyí tó ń gbé London tó ń gbé America tó ń gbé Canada ẹ̀dọ́ wèrè tí princess ti dánwò ṣèbí princess ti wà ní London irú àṣàbí olóríṣà yẹn kó dọ́rù wèrè anyway kò tẹ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ sọ yẹn fún yànnà ẹ lọ dọ́wèrè yẹn wò ẹ kọ̀ try yẹn wò pé he's right now what princess did is right tẹ́ bá ti rí ẹni non pedophile ẹ lọ fi ọmọdé kẹ́ wá set camera kẹ́ bóyá ọmọ yàtọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà àti Amẹ́ríkà èmi ò mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà pàǹtí ni wọ́n àwọn children l'Amẹ́ríkà àwọn lọ́mọ lẹ́sẹ̀ wò pé you can use that age and ẹ sọ tọrọ ògbọ́mọ ti yàn ẹ̀rọ ọmọ gẹ́yìn wọn Baba Ijesha lọ́jọ́ kúrò láti lé ni tó bá rí Baba Ijesha ó máa ń ṣèkì ó wá jókòó tí Baba Ijesha ó pa ìyá aṣọ ọmọ oró àwọn ṣọwọ́n ẹ̀kọ́ mi jẹ́ ní tí ó tẹ̀wé kúrò lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi tó ń pa kúrò lọ́wọ́ mi. àǹjọ̀nú lóbo ojúbọ òṣàní ẹ mọ iye kan tó ń kí bọbẹ tó bá ti rí obìnrin tó fún ẹ sá ó lè wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ìyàwó ẹ báyìí kí ìyàwó ẹ fún ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ kó fún sáìn kọ́ lè fẹ́ bára wọn sùn tí wọ́n tó dẹ̀ ní ìyàwó onímọ̀ kan fúnra wọn sáìn tọkùnrin ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa ní mọ̀ pé yé tí wọ́n bẹ bá jáde lọ́wọ́ sáìn àwọn sáìn fún wọn lọ́wọ́ kan because it is olórí burúkú làwọn áńgẹ́lì tó create òbò àti okó kàmá bára wa sùn oníṣekúṣe làwọn áńgẹ́lì yẹn wọn kọ̀ fẹ́ kó báyọ̀ ni you can be tempted if you know pé o fẹ́ mú Baba Ijesha pé pedophile ni fi ọmọ ọdún márùn tó sọ pé ọmọ ọdún méje tí gẹ́ wà ló máa fi dẹ́ tó bá dẹ̀ kó fẹ́ mú pé rapist ni ẹ fi àgbàlagbà sínú ilé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ káàbọ̀ pé rape la fẹ́ accuse ẹ̀ fún tó bá dẹ̀ pé ó fọwọ́ kọ ọmọ ọdún márùn àbọ̀ pé pedophile ni but ẹ wá fi ọmọ tó yẹ pé ẹ fi sáà ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ èyí ẹ o wà ló fẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá ó ń fọwọ́ kọ ọmọ kékeré ó wá mú ọmọ tó jẹ́ pé she has the features ẹwọ́ ọmọ yẹn bó ṣe rí gọ́mọ̀lẹ̀ ọmọ dẹ̀ ti ń dóko where in the law will you go scot-free with such judgment for using a specimen that is sexually active yíyan ń ṣe kí ni wọ́n ó lè fi ẹni tó ti ń dóko kó fi máa dẹ̀yàn kó sọ fún ẹ wọ́n pé I want to see if it's going to touch the innocent girl that's no longer an innocent girl ó ti mọ bó ṣe lè ṣe sọ́kùnrin ó ti mọ beauty taste tẹ́lẹ̀ máa fẹ́ kọ́ súnmọ́ yàn kọ́ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹni bọ́ yẹn sọ pé come ó sùn di lọ bá Baba Ijesha straight ni irú wa ka burúkú orí burúkú wo nìyẹn ẹ wá ń pọ́n tilẹ̀ bó ṣe kí bó ṣe la ṣó la ẹ wo ẹ kó ṣì wèrè kúrò ẹ kàn ń encourage tí ò dáa ni gbogbo yín tẹ máa ń ba yé àwọn ọkọ yín jẹ àwọn àbúrò ọkọ yín tẹ fi parọ́ mọ́ ọkọ yín tẹ fi hold wọn to ransom ẹ máa fọmọ dẹ̀yàn ẹ má fọmọ kéré dẹ̀yàn let crime happen naturally and forestall it and if you know a crime is going to happen any abuse on children protect that child not that you say mo fẹ́ kí n mọ̀ mo fẹ́ kí mọ̀ bóyá máa tọ́ bójú o ara ẹ̀ bóyá máa jákọ́ mú ẹ. You want an innocent child or minor to suffer a trauma, to suffer PTSD because you want to gather evidence. Everybody can encourage nonsense. Check around you. And you cannot blame the government of Lagos State. They did the best they can. Officer, child wa mbẹ òun lára ṣe ń ta wọ́n pé ẹ̀dùnà ládùúrò ariwo tapa yẹn. How come he came out after 3 years? That's how government works. How come? If truly he slept with a child and is convicted for sleeping with a child, níbo lẹ ti gbọ́ rí lẹ́rìí kẹ́yìn wá jáde after 3 years tí o ṣe bóyá gba amnesty and they will be going around. He has served his sentence. He has served his sentence. Baba Jesha came out and said, you Iyabo, you entrusted your children with him. Okay, didn't you come out and tell us that you always send your children to Naira Marley's house? She baiting on you know. Is that baiting too? But when you want to speak about Naira Marley, you use your children and say you send them. She oh di Naira Marley ko fagboni. Oh di boy man gbe bon lala. So when you were asking your children, sending your children there, it's not baiting, it's parental growth. That is nurturing the children the right way. But when it comes to, you can't be doing all of this. You can't be doing all of this. Nobody forced you to use your children as that example. That you used to send your children there, and that you used to lace your children's drink and food with drugs. I'm still waiting for the day you file a criminal petition against Naira Marley and that will be investigated and your children will go and testify. It's important. That is how you fight for your children. That is how you show that, oh, you care about these children, you raise them well. I mean, it's not the same children that you are allowed to be going to strippers club as a 17 to 18 years or 18-year-old or whatever, 18-year-old. Ọmọ tó ti ní site fún strippers club as 18. Ìgbà alábàá tó ti ń kó tó ti ń fọ́ bulí ẹ̀ gan bọ̀. So if you can ask your children to go to Naira Marley who is in the music industry, how much more Baba Jesha na Mukare gbogbo ilẹ̀ ẹjọ́ wà papọ̀ náà ẹjọ́ wà kúrò nínú ẹjọ́ kọ́mọ olùbọ̀ ń gbà yẹn. So it's quite funny. Ọlọ́wọ́ jàrí náà kànga. Ọlọ́wọ́ jà dàmú. So nobody should feel bad that the man is coming out to express himself. Koye? It's terrible. Nigeria needs to grow. We need to do more. So let's continue to lend our voices. Me, I will always speak the truth and stand by what is right. I will always stand by what is right. Okay, somebody said all because was because they mentioned is enjoying a beginning cover. And you're sure to go down. Even naturally, even go, let's be honest with ourselves. Oh, yeah, the Google show go now. If at that time there was no arrest of Baba Jesha, if the police were not intervening, if Iyabo was the only person to kokori, no arrest is being made. it's enough for you to scream out and say even wàá tún fọpọlọ sí. As at the time I issued my first statement then mi mọ̀ pé princess yẹn lẹ́hún sọ kò sí báwo la yẹn pòwe yẹn no regard for ourselves. People lack respect. I can talk to this person anyhow, he must not respond back. Bó ṣe wọ pé ṣèbí Yomi ni ìbínú yẹn mo fi ṣọkọ Ìyábọ̀ yẹn nígbà tí mo gbọ́ pé àbí ìwọ ọmọ bàbá sùwé kọ́ ẹni pé kọ́lọ́ máa gbéyàn dáadáa kó gbéyàn gáǹdì iṣẹ́ yàn téèyàn bá ṣe kọ́lọ́ máa jẹ́ kéèyàn dèrò ẹ̀yìn mà ní. kírú wọn yẹn kírú Ìyábọ̀ kọ́ máa ní àbẹ́mi ọmọ bàbá sùwé kọ́ irú àwọn tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ irú àwọn madam Ṣàgẹ́ Alhaji Nka Quadri àwọn ọ̀gá yẹn ìjọ ẹni mo wá ìpè ìwọ náà I need to respond in a way tó máa mú dáadáa. This must not pass by. She sat in front of 6 million followers and reduced me to rubbles. Name that I've been building. Money ṣé tó rọ́mọ ó ti àwọn tí ẹ mọ̀ pé léyìn ẹgbà yẹn mi ò kàn ṣe mọ́gẹ́jì Nàìjíríà gbà yẹn torí gbogbo àyíkọ́ tá a máa ń gbọ́ pé ìsílẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ lé ẹ̀ fúlù ọkùnrin alílẹ̀ kan kò yẹ yín kọ́ mo sọ wọ́n yìí sì ti lo táìmù ẹ̀ tán mo ní kí ni mo gbọ́ rádaràdà ṣe ni no, this one cannot pass. Not even when a lot of people were calling me then. No, gbọ́dọ̀ gba ilé yìí, gbọ́dọ̀ gba o. So that will pass a message. Àwọn ìjọba mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní kọ́kọ́ ló ní monopoly àti máa sọ̀rọ̀ ṣàkàṣàkà. Èmi ò lè máa ṣe bí obìnrin. Àwọn díẹ̀ tó yọnu sínú àwọn tàjọ́ ń ṣe fúngbà yẹn mo kàn wọ́n mọ́gi mi ò ráyè wèrè. Àti ìtọ́ tẹ́rọ̀gì sí lórí o. Àti mo sáré kan anybody àti tó lóhun níná lówó tó kò mọ́ àti wéètì tó kọ́ gbé ni torí àwọn obìnrin tó bá ti lẹ́ni tó gbé wéètì báyìí gbogbo náà wọ́n máa gbọ̀ báyìí náà máa wẹ́ẹ̀tì lórí ìjókòó ni mo dúpẹ́ lọ́nà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wà ní sìn mo fẹ́ sáré ní one pack ká ní mo ṣe wà ní sìn mo ṣe wèrè mi tó yìí mo kọ̀ lọ ní gẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ mo ní 6 pack pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ wọ́n ò ní rí mistake mi o I used to like that Yomi because they speak irọ́ nígbà tó ní pé mo ní 0 pack àwọn òde wọ́n yà kàn mí mọ́ gidi dáadáa èmi náà yà gbójú sọ pé níjẹ́ ẹni bí kan ẹni jẹ́ kí èèyàn lọ bí tó fẹ́ lọ náà ni òbó máa ti pọ̀ jù later máa padà ní 1 pack àbí 2 pack àti balance dáadáa màá lè mọ bó ṣe máa yan bọ́ ká ní mo ṣe fa wèrè yẹn bọ̀ mo kàn lọ build igi ẹyọ ọgbọ ẹyọ mo ṣe ń sọ òyìnbó mi activist mélòó ló ń sọ òyìnbó tí mo sọ activist mélòó wọn náà tí mo mọ̀ activist mélòó ló ní the kind of structures I have behind me ṣe political connection èwo ló ní core industry tẹ́mi gan ni I belong to a strong industry tó wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà which is Nollywood ìyẹn gan lásán ti tó máa fi negotiate máa forí jágbó káàkiri wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe máa yàtọ̀ sẹ́lòmínà there are some torture or abuse náà police detention tó bá fúnra mi ẹ kò fẹ́ fún mi lókìkí ẹ fẹ́ káwọn alágbára dá sí ni tó dáwọn kan wà ọba arrest irú èmi n tó bá ti jẹ́ pé mi ò ní bẹ́ẹ̀lì ní jọ yẹn ó náwọn foreign government àtàwọn foreign institution tó máa dìde sí pé what's happening ó náwọn tó máa gbé dìde kó yá àwọn hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì àwọn ọ̀gá ọlọ́mọ bá ta straight pé ta ló wà ní dìde yẹn who is that we want to know ìbálẹ̀ tó dìtẹ̀ mi ariwo ń lọ sí ni mo ń di Mandela bọ̀ nìyẹn so ó ní level kọ́tẹ́ bàdé ẹ fẹ́ gbé mi lọ court mo ní the picture yẹn bí wèrè nígbà tó yẹ kó mi àwọn activist ni mi mo fẹ́ ju ọwọ́ báyìí pé ọpẹ́ o tí bá gbéra mi lọ court wọn ayé òní gbáriwo mi ṣé máa gbéra mi lọ court mo fẹ́ kẹ́ni tí ò tó fìyà jẹ mí kó fìyà jẹ mí káyọ̀ gbọ́ pé ta ló ń báyọ̀ mi pọ̀ wòrè yẹn màá rán ẹ létí pé activism sì ń lórí ó gba àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ti jẹ́ èèyàn yẹn ó ti ní pàtàkì kún life wọn torturing somebody like me or messing up with somebody like me is abusing them àwọn yẹn ló tọ́ ọ́ bọ̀ lójú kò sí kó jẹ́ president gan ló ní pé ẹ lọ gbé ó bá dé stage kan báyìí pé àmọ́ kìíní lè ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ message tí wọ́n pass yẹn wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú Yomi yẹn that's I'm dealing with the entire movie industry because immediately we start say that means no regard for all of us. If you can do this, Yomi has been there with you for a long time. Share your consider people like Yomi Fabiyi have been loyal, have been working as seriously so that you do it. So so that means you will do that to any artist. Then serious people start coming out. Also, immediately free Yomi Fabiyi, and come out do me with bad. It means my gbadu. Ma fi mi sunu se ma gbadu ni pe. Wọ́n ko ma lawyer ma dìde. Àwọn alágbára, àwọn embassies kan ma jam me go ma yanjú ni. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? They are trying to persecute me. Okay, it's alright, no problem. We're gonna be working on it. We're gonna be. I can't go free. I call alágbára kan ni. I call the celebrity like America. Ṣáà ṣe placard free. I fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun nìyẹn. Àwọn tó fẹ́ wá bí lọ. So èmi mo kàn wá gàzọ́ bí tí mo wà ní. So mo kàn máa gẹ́ra fáwọn nǹkan wípé mo fẹ́ unnecessary eating the police because I understand governance. Àwọn ìjà kan wà tí mo ṣe fẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ. Mi fẹ́ kẹ́ fi mí situation pé ó yá má dà sí mọ́, ó yá má ṣe kíní kan mọ́, mi fẹ́. Kíní Yomi wọn náà dẹ̀ dáríjì gbójú ń bẹ̀. Èmi òun fira mi sínú situation yẹn. Kábọ̀sì bọ́ sí mo fọ́lọ́ bàbúrà. Ìwọ tó bá ti tèmi mọ́lé lórí òótọ́ mo fọ́lọ́ ó máa sin ọmọ ẹ o. Ó lè yé kó bímọ mẹ́ta. Tó bá ti mú oṣù mẹ́fà jẹ tó sin méjì àbí méjì àtàbọ̀ nù wọn torí kẹta wa máa lọ gbogbo tó bá ní àìsàn ló máa fi máa lọ wò tó bá ṣe agbára lò fún mi physically èmi náà lọ spiritual justice if you abuse àfikún ya pa mí tó bá dẹ̀ tún pa mí náà wọn láwọn tèmi àwọn àgbà wọn máa dìde sí wọn máa béèrè àwọn tó pa ẹ́ o wọn mọ̀ pé àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ rò mí mi gbọ́dọ̀ kú kẹ́ má rò mí mi ìbá sọ fún yín pé ikú àmútọ̀rọ̀ wa ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ rò mí ẹgbẹ́ àwọn àdá tó dalé mi lọ́wọ́ mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbá revenge o àfi tí n bá kúkú ọlọ́run pé ẹ̀ ní rómi yẹn àwọn tèmi mọ̀ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ rómi o mi ò lè kúkú wèrè mi ò lè kú gífà àwọn bá kúkú láti kákọ̀ lówó wèrè tèmi máa léjú tí mo bá di àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀yẹ wèrè ni wọ́n gbádùn ni ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ rómi mo ti sọ tèmi lẹ̀ mo ti sọ lẹ́sìn ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fún mi 3 days kẹ́ tó sinmi muslim tèmi ò débẹ̀ o ẹ ní sùúrù kẹ́ tó sinmi mo sì lè jí tí n bá ti wá jí mi sọ fún yín pé mi ò ikú ọlọ́run ẹ má bá mi package ẹ Yomi dẹ̀ try ó tí o àfi tí n bá wọ 101 ẹ lè lọ sinmi pé but tí n bá ti wà mo kún 40 50 60 and 70 ẹ ṣì lè máa rò díẹ̀ tó bá ti jọ pọ́nṣá mi bọ̀ mo kú lára àwọn èjì ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ rò mí o àwọn tèmi gbọ́mọ̀ kan gbọ́dọ̀ rò mí mi ò rí wèrè nínú ayé so that is the honest truth wèrè kan lè jókòó síbì kan wọ́n ní kọ́ lọ́rùn mi mọ́bì kan ló sẹ́ẹ̀lì mi kan ó yẹ ọmọ kan lọ́fọ̀bò engage exchange life tèmi òbò tó jẹ́ ó ti condemn ìdí tó ti yẹ ẹ lọ fi gbẹ̀mí tèmi mi wà ní dásẹ́ríà fún no ẹ bá ti lè dásẹ́ríà fún ẹ bẹ̀mí iṣẹ́ yẹn fúnra mi mo mọ àwọn tó pa mí màá wá wọn lọ fúnra mi lórí ọmọ wọn ní mi lè spare wọn n bá bọ́ ọmọ mẹ́fà nílé wọn máa pa ọmọ mẹ́fà mi bá bá yàwó méje nílé wọn àpapọ̀ kò sí pé èèyàn kan máa escape so mi ẹ má lọ́wọ́ nukú oníkú ẹ ṣe òótọ́ bàbá jágbára lórí ọ̀rọ̀ aṣagbára lò má gbowó ẹ̀gẹ̀ mi ṣe mo sọ tèmi so Mohbad tó ń kí náà òun náà mọ tó ń ṣe òun ló fi jẹ́ kó ń dẹ anybody láàmú òun máa gbẹ̀san káná sí Mohbad ni bọ́yẹ sí tọ́jọ́ kó wà nílẹ̀ yẹn ó máa ti gbẹ̀san tipẹ́ òun ló lórí púpọ̀ ṣe fẹ́ dá padà sínú ilẹ̀ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa dá padà ẹ̀yẹ́ fi DNA dáwà dúró ẹ̀ dá padà sínú ilẹ̀ àwọn àgbàlagbà máa lọ bẹ̀ meanwhile ẹ̀yin tó láyé ẹ má stop bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bẹ Ògún kẹ́ bẹ Èṣù kẹ́ bẹ Ṣàngó kẹ́ bẹ bàbá kẹ́ bóòdù ẹ make sure káwọn tó pa Mohbad náà bàbá wọn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó bá lọ́wọ́ sí kó ṣì ìwà wò kó ṣe ẹlẹ́yà táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n ò nílè lórúkọ ẹ̀mọ́ láyé wọn ti ẹ̀ nílè wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ẹlẹ́yà tó bá jó ṣiṣẹ́ ìjọba ni olóṣèlú ni ẹlẹ́yà gidi gbogbo nǹkan tó bá náwó sí kọ́ wọn má tó mọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó bá lọ́wọ́ lókù Mohbad, gbogbo àwọn tó bá ń blọ́ọ̀kì kọ́mọ yẹn má rí justice, kò bá jẹ bí ẹni bàbá ẹni ìyá ẹni, àwọn akọ ẹlẹ́yà, àwọn ẹlẹ́yà tó ní àkàrà nú, wọ́n máa wo àkàrà ṣe ẹlẹ́yà fún wọn. Because ẹ ti dán ọmọ ẹṣin lóró, oró burúkú lẹ dá ọmọ yẹn, ẹ wo star wọ́n ti gan pa, kò já ara ayé kò já rọrùn, ẹ wá ń gbowó ẹ̀jẹ̀ fi block justice, ẹ wá rò pé ẹ̀yin nìkan lẹ láyé, ẹ̀rọ àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ̀rọ àtúbọ̀tán pé owó iṣẹ́ pọ̀ mí ní padà fi wà àìsàn. Ó gbọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá gba owó tó dẹ̀ fi ń block justice Mohbad, before the end of next month àìsàn burúkú kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọlù wọn nílé wọn, owó yẹn kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fi wọ́n máa ta pátì bọ́dì wọn máa fi wàárẹ̀ ara wọn ni. Ẹ ti mọ̀ kọ́ máa sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ta kídìnrín wá fi wo ẹni akọ ibà, because it's pure nonsense. Mohbad ó máa rí justice nǹkan máa ṣẹlẹ̀, ẹ máa wòran, wọ́n kàn máa try náà ni, wọ́n kàn máa try ni o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yàn ọmọkùnrin tẹ bá ń bí, ẹ má máa fẹnu bí ọmọkùnrin, ẹ máa make sure pé láti kékeré kẹ ṣe normal. Ẹ bá ṣọmọ yín bó ṣe kẹ ṣe, tẹ fojú ẹ̀ tó yẹ kó ṣe, kò sí pé èèyàn kan jí ọlọ́run jí àìsíkì ọláìsíkì lò, kò sí pé ó fẹ́ lọ máa jí nǹkan, ó fẹ́ no, n tó bá ń ṣe wọn máa dún, n tó bá fọwọ́ bá wọn máa lọ normal. Àdèmọ̀ bó ṣe ń lọ, àmì tó yẹ kó sá fún, àmì tó yẹ kó dúró tì, àṣírí àdèmọ̀ bò. Ẹmọ iye pápẹ́ tó ti dẹ fẹ́mi ni, wọ́n dẹ pápẹ́, but ẹlẹ́dàá mi kò ní time fún yà, òye táyì tí wọ́n máa kú ni máa kú. Ẹ̀yàn bá lọ fún wèrè rọ́ọ̀ṣì ní tí ó jẹ́ lọ kúkú wèrè ní máa gbẹ̀sán. Àwọn tó máa rómi mọ̀ káwọn gbọ́dọ̀ rómi. Lè mi lè kú kẹ máa ní mò ń sọ pé mò ń lọ sọ́run bẹ́yẹn, mi lè sáré lọ sọ́run o, mo ti sọ tèmi. Ẹ̀yin tó yẹ kẹ́ rómi tẹ́ bá rómi máa yọjú sí máa dà yín láàmú. So ẹ ṣe normal lórí mi tó bá ti pa mí, bá ti kú ẹ rómi, mi fẹ́ wèrè lórí burúkú. Ẹ máa pààyàn, àwọn ọlọ́pàá wèrè ta ní wọn ní ṣòótọ́, wọ́n máa rẹ́ ẹni tó pààyàn gan ló máa tún máa fún ní voice, ẹni tó pa wọ́n máa níyàn òjá àwọn kò lè rí justice, ẹ wá ní kọ́ máa ròyàn, ìbẹ́ ilẹ̀ fi gbogbo ìṣẹ̀ṣe lẹ̀. Tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n fi bí wọ́n ìṣẹ̀ṣe sọ ni káná mú ìṣẹ̀ṣe wá ni, ṣe èwo nínú wọn ló máa sọ pé àwọn mọ̀ pé wọ́n sẹ́ẹ̀tì gbogbo nǹkan tó sẹ́ẹ̀tì bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà, wọ́n sẹ́ẹ̀tì ọ̀pọ̀. Ọmọ yẹn kọ́ dédé jókòó sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà ni, tó bá dé ní bàbá Ìjẹ̀ṣà tẹ́lẹ̀ máa ń gbọ̀, kò sọ́dẹ́lì kò gbọ̀ wọ́n, ó bá takú olúdeku, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe fẹ́ràn òkótó ẹni ẹlẹ́ni. So èmi jábúrò Jésù, ọmọ tẹ̀tí ní pẹ́kọ́ ṣe sí mi, ẹ fẹ́ kí n fọwọ́ kàn mí, ní disappoint ni o. Ọba ohun ẹ̀kọ́ lọ mú ìyàwó ẹ̀kọ́ fi dẹ́mi, ó kọ̀ máa la, ẹ bá pariwo rébò ẹ̀ṣorí burúkú gbẹ̀yìn náà ni. Kí ni, why must you be wicked? Mi ò ní tẹ́sà sí fọwọ́ kàn ìyàwó ẹ̀, olùfẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá mo lóòótọ́ àbí mi lóòótọ́, wá ní kí ìyàwó ẹ̀ ṣe sí mi, ṣe èmi jẹ́ cousin Jésù. Àwọn pásítọ̀ kan tó ń gbàdúrà gidi lójú méjèèjì tó máa fi fall to temptation wọn mọ̀, ó lè mọ̀ náà, because it's part of your natural thirst. Àrẹ sọ fún yín pé ẹ kò fẹ́ bá yíyan jẹ́ ni, a ní èjì tẹ́ lò, ẹ prove ẹ̀ pé èjì ni, ẹ ṣàkọ ètò rẹ̀ ti di power ìjọba. Tẹ́bàdàn wọ̀ yàbọ̀ yẹn á ṣàmà sásíbi tí ó pé àwọn alágbára kan bá wà ibẹ̀ ló máa lọ lúgọ sí, kọ́ lè sọ fún òun lágbára kò dẹ̀ ní agbára kọ́bọ̀. Lẹ́yìn onímọ́tò tó wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ lẹ́kùn tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn tó ń lo power ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fi ṣèyí Tinubu kọ́bọ́dì títí nìyẹn, ìgbà tó yẹ padà bójú bàbá yẹn gẹ́ ni, bàbá ẹ̀ gẹ́ ni. Tọ́lá wò ti ní òǹdì, ẹ̀yìn kan fi ṣe kíní. Kò sápọ̀lé, kò sí respect, kò sí regard. Ẹni yìí o, opinion ti ẹni o, ẹ fẹ́ kí èèyàn lọ lórí ọdún 3 lẹ́wọ̀n kó má jáde sọ̀rọ̀ tẹnu ẹ̀. Bó ti jẹ́ prison experience á sọ, ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló fi jẹ̀bi ni? Ṣé ọ̀ pé kúrò nílé ẹ̀kọ́ kó wá ṣe fíìmù mẹ́rin? Ṣé princess go confirm pé fíìmù lòún pè, ọ̀rọ̀ fíìmù lòún fi pè wá sílẹ̀? So gbà tó pè wá sílẹ̀ kó wá ṣe fíìmù, ọmọ yẹn kọ́ dédé takú ọmọ yẹn ò lọ jókòó síbò mi kò dúró sínú ilé ẹ̀kọ́ òun jáde ọmọ yẹn kọ́ dédé choose láti jókòó sí bàbá ìjàmbá tí wọ́n ń jáde lọ ẹ máa tanra yín náà ẹ máa ti ráyè ẹ máa ti tanra yín àwọn tó ń wá ẹkẹ láìka àwọn lórí social media tó ń wá fake love wèrè kiri àbájẹ ń dá sí i kọ́ lè láìkì mi ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tó tún ṣe program ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ẹ believe that you can force people to hate people àwọn agbára kan tí gbogbo yín àwọn agbára kan wà tẹ́ máa ń believe pé máa ń ní ẹ̀ but you can force people to hate people àwọn tẹ́ bá fẹ́ àwọn ọmọ yín mélòó lọ́wọ́ like gangan ìwọ tó believe pé wọ́n lórí blog sọ àwọn ayé tó ti like ọmọ tó bí tó bá jẹ́ ok wọ́n like ọmọ ẹ̀ tó aṣọ speed gbogbo èmi I don't like Yomi Fabiyi èyí tó ti jáde lára ẹ̀ èwo ló like tó aṣọ speed ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń fẹnu bàyàn jẹ́ káàkiri tẹ́ ń show power social media ó kó bá àwọn ọmọ yín because àwọn ọmọ yóò ní padà lè ṣoríire kọjá bí tẹ́yìn wáyé wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí báráyé fọwọ́ tì ẹ máa pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló táwọn ọmọ yín náà ṣe jẹyọ ta ló fẹ́ kó àwọn ọmọ yín jẹ tó lẹ́ẹ̀ ti fẹnu bà àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ káàkiri everybody náà lẹ̀ like it so he cannot express himself again èmi á máa jókòó màá máa dúró de ẹni tí mi ò ní like ọmọ ẹ̀ ìyẹn lè máa ṣe kiri àmọ́ ẹ̀ tí máa bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ lórí social media ìyẹn lè máa ṣe kiri but èmi fẹ́ kọ́mọ tèmi wà kó náà jẹ́yàn káyé kọ́ máa fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ I can't do that nonsense some people dey social media yẹn bí àjẹ́ bí witchcraft ni tẹ́ bá wo orú ìyàbọ̀ yẹn sìn gbogbo àwọn ọmọ gẹ́ẹ̀sì tán ní blog yẹn gbọ́n lórí relationship pẹ̀lú ó ní relationship débi pé kò mọ iye tó ń jáwọ́ ní ìtì ẹ̀ mọ́ pé mo kàn wọ́n blog mi ìdámọ̀ báwo ni actress of our status tí ò ní mọ platform tó wọ̀ nígbà tó yẹ pé gbogbo wọn they have link with who kò sí ó kàn wọ anywhere ṣáà lọ máa fohùn lẹ́ẹ̀mbẹ́ kọ́sì gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yẹn lọ ọ̀gbẹ́ni bá ṣe tó bá fẹ́ lówó as a big girl as a single mother bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa lówó nìyẹn ẹ̀pọ̀n ẹlẹ́pọ̀n lẹ́ẹ̀ máa fi fóònù yà olú ẹ̀ sì mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sáfóbò mi ò lè dóbò kí bá lè dóbò omi tí náà wà máa fẹ́ bọ́yẹ máa paná láì ṣe olókùnkùn òfòkùnkùn tó dé ẹ máa fẹ́ ya ẹ̀pọ̀n ẹ máa fẹ́ ya ọgbọ̀ ẹ fẹ́ kó sórí social media bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbẹ́pọ̀ very dapa jáde nìyẹn ó padà di ìyàn lámọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ èwo náà family ló bẹ́tà tó lórúkọ tó very dapa ló ní impact tó mọ́ tó dé má bìlì pé ẹ̀pọ̀ tẹ́fẹ́ gbé jáde yẹn is the end of the man ó lè jó nǹkan kan ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ di ẹ má débi ẹ̀pọ̀ tèmi ṣá o torí mi gbọ́n wà proud of my ẹ̀pọ̀ tara so ẹ fẹ́ pọ̀ nílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ máa fi ìwà burúkú ló ń pa ilé ìṣòro bí fọ́ọ̀lì mélòó lẹ́pọ̀n tó lọ́wọ́ pé kẹ́kẹ́ máa bó lóye máa sásá sórí abọ́ lórí orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ìyẹ́pọ̀n lẹ́wọ́n máa lé kẹ́ má ti rówó ra dátà ni ẹ ti chájì fóònù ẹ̀fẹ́ fi rí ẹ̀pọ̀n ẹlẹ́pọ̀n ṣé èèyàn lè ya ọgbó ojú ara ẹ̀yìn obìnrin kó lè máa gbé síta bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin máa ní confidence ẹ̀ máa yẹ pọn ọkùnrin sọkùnrin ọkùnrin lọ́kùnrin bàbá ní bàbá ẹ̀fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹ̀fẹ́ máa fi gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n ń bojú yín jẹ́ ẹ̀pọ̀n tẹ́ ń gbé síta àwọn tẹ́ ń gbẹ́pọ̀n síta wọ́n kàn ń ṣoríire sí ẹni tẹ́ gbẹ́pọ̀n síta ní kinní kan òun lọ lẹ 100 million fún lójijì láì béèrè fún yẹn kò ṣàgídí kò ṣe kankan ẹni tó tún bú tẹ́lẹ̀ gan ló tún lẹ 100 million fún ló bá tán toró ti wèrè wọlé ni ẹni ó ti ṣe kinní kan rí ó ti ṣe kò káyé ọmọ tó ní gẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ à ń ṣe dáadáa. So that's a terrible world we live in. Ẹ bá rí wọn tó bá ń pín fídíò yẹn sí ẹ rí pé wọ́n mọ èjì ọmọ yẹn tó tọ́. We are not saying what happened in the video is good, but kí ló bá débẹ̀, what led to that stuff? If it's what led to that video, the final result is devilish concussion, manipulation, and organized crime. If you are honest, if you are raised with honesty, you won't approve such. You just say, well, what you did is wrong, but what you just want us to get this result is your planning. Please, no, we're not going to be accepting this. You cannot abuse the law enormously like this and run to the court of law to approve it for you. You can't. You won't approve it. And that's a simple way honest people will do. But because we live in a terrible world, and they could not even accept defeat. As if you are getting there. Wọ́n ti bá yín lọ fi síbì kan ọdún mẹ́ta. Ẹ ṣáà ń yí paraporo. Wọ́n ti lọ sáàbù táwọn ẹ̀ ṣe ẹni tó bá bọ́ ọmọ kékeré sùn. Ṣé ọdún mẹ́ta ló máa ń fún? sọdún mẹ́ta ló wà lọ́lọ́ kò ṣáà ṣe kọ́ wọ́n sọ pé ẹ̀bẹ́ ló ti lọ sáàfù táàmù ẹ̀ ṣe 3 years ní Lagos State lọ́sọ̀ wípé bàbá ìjà wà lọ́lọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ life imprisonment with another 16 years so kọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ pé 16 years lọ́ fún gan ṣé 3 years àfọ́mọ̀ tí wọ́n ní prison calendar 16 years ẹ̀rí wèrè yẹn nígbà tó fẹ́ tán yìí princess yẹn ó bá package rẹ lọ́wọ́ fídíò tó sọ gbà tó rí bàbá ìjẹ̀ṣà 8 months ìrọ̀lẹ́ kan pa ẹ ṣáfi káwọn yẹn wà redundant Nàìjíríà kí ló dé tẹ̀ fẹ́ gbà ó tọrọ ẹ lè gbọ́ tó ìjọba ti wò pé ọgbọ́n tó lè dá sí nìyẹn àwa ti sọ̀rọ̀ torí mi ò ní sí di dọ̀tí I fight for children lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ṣe kéésì bàbá kiri báyìí mo ti jà fún ọmọ kékeré severally ẹ parọ́ mọ́ mi ẹni kìíní kan rape apologies ẹni kìíní kan mi ò ti torí ẹ̀ dákẹ́ I keep fighting for human rights ẹ mọ iye police náà tí mo ti wọ̀ lórí kéésì Mohbad if I am what people are calling me on social media no police officer will even listen to me àfọlọ́pàá tí ò bá ní bọ́lọ̀ onípo ẹ̀ only a dishonest police officer will see what I am contributing to this country and think insulting or even torturing me or persecuting me is what is the right thing to do. Oh, as much as I criticize police, I ensure that I stand by police, I eulogize police, and when people castigate police, I speak on behalf of the police where necessary and say, no, they are doing the right job. The police have got their own fundamental human right. They have got right to life. Don't resist arrest. Don't attack police. Don't do this. I've done that severally. People castigate me and say, why are you supporting police? I said, you cannot project your idea of activism for me. Your own activism might be that you want to start attacking police officers physically. Your activism might be that you want to start attacking government officials. My own is, no, I can work with them. I can still criticize them. I have come here to tell you, I am loyal to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but I have still come out to say his government must deliver justice for Mohbad. If not, I'm not going to vote for him. So, and that's the way you run your life, not looking for unnecessary, at this stage of my life. You can't be doing that with me. Woe betide you if you do that with me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to live here forever. I'm not going to consent to my jusai. Anybody can die anytime. Death is the last thing you can use to mock anybody, because even the person that tell you and Ikulapo, fella will get Iku for pocket. Iku came out and said, yes, I'm coming to your face, not to your pocket again. So we should all understand that we need more time to know about our rights and know the law. You have right to know the law. And all the freedom, all your fundamental human rights, you need to know them under the ambit of the law. So we are very crucial. And you know when your right ends and when the right of other people starts. It's very crucial and very important. You understand? So, like I said, let's continue to demand justice for Mohbad, and let's continue to pray spiritually and all of that means. One, 1, 2, 3 persons. So let's continue to apply the pressure. If you want to support that, support. If you want to send your prayers, I'm a Muslim, but I would never condemn Isheshe. Most of these police officers, they always hide and run to all these traditionalists to fortify and protect them. But they will tell you, why they do, just know the work. They lie. Politicians, they do it. Pastors, they do it. Because not be wickedness. It's Isheshe, knowing the right thing to do, right step to do, step to take. And when it comes to justice, you ensure that you follow the right procedure. And when Shakawa, they pursue the cause of justice. It's justice that they pursue.